right next to Bali, is an island called Lombok. And at the start of our second week here, we found ourselves surrounded by stunning remote countryside with no other tourists in sight. This is our adventure across Lombok. During our first week here, we explored the mountain scenery of the north, followed by an eerie ghost town on the east coast. But now, it was time to hit the road once again.
Hello, it's day 6 here in Lombok, and we're heading away from the coast, away from Senggigi, back into the countryside to Tetebatu.
Tetebatu is a region on the south side of Mount Rinjani National Park. A vast green area sitting in the shadow of Lombok's biggest volcano. We got picked up from our hotel on Senggigi beach and set off on a 2-hour road trip inland, taking us right through the busy capital city of Mataram. Like most of Indonesia, the majority of Lombok is Muslim, and we had arrived right at the height of Ramadan. So every mosque we passed was alive with the sound of prayer, even though some were still in ruins from the earthquakes just 1 year before. As we got closer to the national park, the scenery started to change. And about halfway through the journey, we wanted to stop and see some of Lombok's most beautiful waterfalls. But finding them didn't go exactly to plan.
Getting here took a little bit longer than expected. Our driver's never actually been here before, so he took a few wrong turns and we ended up going down these tiny little paths in the middle of some rural villages. And then the car wouldn't start. But luckily that didn't last long.
Yay!
And we eventually found it.
This area of the national park was clearly set up for mass tourism, but like much of the island, it was still showing scars from the earthquakes. You have to hire a guide to trek in this area, and ours was a really nice guy.
There are actually 5 waterfalls around here, and you can go to all of them, but we're just going to 2 today.
The path down was very well paved, so it's not a demanding hike at all. And we very quickly arrived at the first waterfall, which was actually twins. From there, we continued along the path towards some much more impressive falls. The name of the Benang Kelambu Falls roughly translates as mosquito net or curtain falls, which nicely describes the stunning spread of water across this green cliff face. You can climb up the natural rock steps and shower under the fresh water. A really unique spot to visit.
Both waterfalls are really nice, especially the second one. And now there's about 45 more minutes of driving to get to Tetebatu. If we don't get lost, that is.
Luckily, we made it there with no problems at all. And we finally saw where we would be spending the next 48 hours.
Welcome to Tetebatu and our beautiful little bungalow. I think it might have been designed for hobbits though. Just Just check out these views. I feel like I'm saying that every day in Lombok, but it's unreal.
Our homestay was comprised of several stilted wooden cabins, and we were welcomed on arrival with a nice cup of Lombok coffee and some delicious fresh fruit that was grown right here.
Thank you.
Tetebatu is on the south side of Mount Rinjani, giving us an opposite vantage point from what we had in Senaru just a few days before. The next day, we planned to do a 6-hour trek around the sights of the countryside. So that evening, we just relaxed and took in this amazing scenery. And even though we were pretty remote out here, the sound of the mosques filled the air right into the night. The next morning we got up early to get a clearer glimpse of that familiar volcano.
It's 6:30 AM, about 20 minutes after sunrise, and the clouds have cleared and we've got this amazing view of Mount Rinjani straight ahead of us. We're on the complete opposite side of it from where we were in Senaru, so the view is very different. But it's just so beautiful, especially with all these rice fields in front of us. It's going to be a good day.
When the sun was up, we had a hearty breakfast before we set off on a big day of walking.
We are starting our morning with a walk through the rice terraces, led by Bonnie the dog. Let's go.
Something that attracts many people to Bali is the promise of beautiful green rice field views. But much of Bali is now so over-commercialised that even nature spots feel a bit like an amusement park. But this place was pretty much the opposite feeling. There were miles and miles of rural working rice farms as far as the eye could see, with no other tourists in sight. And the best thing is that these fields hold plenty of secrets.
We're heading down the river towards a secret waterfall.
And when I say secret, it really is very well hidden. The route starts out with a series of tiny wooden boardwalks along the water, but they quickly disappear, replaced by slippery, jagged rocks for the rest of the way. And one thing's for sure, in these narrow tunnels, you're definitely going to get wet.
This is crazy. You end up walking into a cave. So cool. And here is the waterfall. Insane.
Right underneath the shower of water was a natural swimming pool at the base. It was freezing cold water, but perfect for a swim.
We're all very proud of Bonnie, because she made it all the way to the waterfall and she really doesn't like water, so well done, mate. Rinjani's normally pretty shy by this time of day, but she's still here. Makes the views even more amazing. We just made a really nice stop in one of the local villages. Had some more Lombok coffee. Can't get enough. Even bought some to take home.
We also got a chance to chat with some of the locals and taste some more fresh produce, from macadamia nuts to real cocoa bean pods, which tasted more like a rich fruit than chocolate.
There's a white around it. That's really sweet. Oh, that's good.
It's not for you though, Bonnie, so sorry, mate.
Yeah, security.
And now we're going to head to the monkey forest, which is not like the one in Ubud in Bali. This is going to be a lot quieter. And there should be a special species of black monkey there.
The Javan Lutung are a vulnerable species of leaf monkey, known for their jet black fur and very long tails. Their numbers have been on the decline in places like Bali due to the loss of their habitats, and there are a small number living in these forests of Lombok.
We are inside the monkey forest.
As we entered, we kept as quiet as possible, constantly checking the high branches for any movement. But after walking around for about half an hour, the monkeys were nowhere to be seen. So we decided to head deeper into the forest.
Up there? Yeah. Oh, yes. Strong.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And then finally, we saw them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that the black one?
It's the black one. Yeah.
There's 11 of them sitting in this tree. But my zoom lens isn't very good, so you won't be able to see all of them. They've got really long tails. Nothing beats seeing animals like this in the wild. You know, you can go to a zoo, which I wouldn't recommend. You can go to Monkey Temple in Bali, but you can't beat an experience like this.
But one other thing about these close encounters is that they can also get a little bit messy.
Tony narrowly missed getting shat on. And here we are, 6 hours later, back where we started. What a day. We've all got some scars, we all fell over. But it's all part of the fun. Amazing.
Next time, our journey across Lombok continues to the Gili Islands, but not the ones you may have heard of. We headed out to the secret Gili Islands that barely anybody visits. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time for the 4th and final episode of the journey across Lombok.